you guys are doing well. Sorry I'm late by a minute or so. I read something last night. I'm going to read a few excerpts. Is that the word to use? A few lines, a couple of paragraphs from what I read. And I want to get you guys' opinion on something. I'll give you mine. I see some of you guys already have some opinions in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Hit that thumbs up so we can get this out to the YouTube. Okay. Y'all saw the thumbnail. You are not entitled to anything. That is the topic of today's stream. Let me turn the car off so you can hear me a little bit better. You're not entitled to nothing. When you hear that, whether it's coming from me or somebody else, how do you feel about that? Accurate statement? Not accurate? Are there situations that we as people are entitled to things? Do you feel you're entitled to certain things based on things you've done? The family that you're a part of? Your education level? Sorry. That's what I want to know in today. I want to get y'all's opinion on that. Okay? Let me see who's high. I'll say hi to you guys first. I think it is a good topic. Kathleen, what up? Big Carl says sorry. Ass worthless waste of space. Ass customers are holding us back. And Andrew, what up? PPP, what up? B Bilal, Kevin, Jennifer, how you doing? Dashing with John, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Chuck, how you doing? LSN, Rhonda, Austin. All right, so are you entitled to something? If you feel entitled to something, put it in the comments. I'm going to give you my take real quick. Julie, I see you. Vicky, what up? Hockey PNC, what up? I don't think we're entitled to anything. Now, some would say, and I could agree with, maybe there's some situational things, respect. Some people say, well, I'm entitled to respect, Pedro. I'm entitled to respect. Well, you got to earn it, right? Depending on how you are, what kind of person you are, how you treat people, do you deserve respect? Some people say, Pedro, I'm entitled to food. I'm entitled to shelter. I'm entitled to this. Yeah, you can make some arguments from that. But I think there's a lot of entitled individuals that expect a certain wage, a certain money, a certain livelihood, a certain type of woman or man, relationship, a certain type of job. I don't think you're entitled to shit. I don't feel like I'm entitled to anything. Nothing. I wake up every single day and I work for mine. I put forth the effort. I make decisions. I make mistakes. I don't feel like I'm entitled to anything. Nothing. I don't feel like I'm entitled to respect. I got to earn that. Don't you? Don't we have to earn things? When do we start being so entitled? That's the topic today. I'm going to read a couple things to you guys real quick. Appreciate y'all hitting that thumbs up button for your boy. All right. Let me read a couple things from this article that I read last night. Bear with me. One of the greatest traps people fall into is believing they are entitled to something based on what they have done in the past or are capable of doing. When I read that, it kind of hit me a little bit like, damn, there's a lot of truth to that. So I think a lot of us, maybe even myself included at times, or you, based on what we've done in the past, which sometimes isn't relatable to your current present day, or your family or your upbringing or whatever, you feel entitled. Let me read it again. One of the greatest traps, because it is a trap, in my opinion, for some, not all. One of the greatest traps people fall into is believing they are entitled to something based on what they have done in the past or are capable of doing. That word capable hit me. I got to turn the car on because it's hot. I need a little air. That word capable hit me right here, and then it got me thinking right up here. I think a lot of us feel like we are capable of doing this kind of job. I'm capable of doing this. I'm capable of playing this sport. I just need a shot. I need a chance. Bullshit. Your capability has nothing to do with if you should do something and somebody should give you something. You have to prove it. You have to earn it. Am I wrong in saying that? Am I wrong in saying that? When have we lost the way? When are we going to stop giving 10th place kids trophies and ribbons? We got to stop. We got to stop. I think that's why we have a lot of this entitlement is 20 years ago, 10 years ago. If you were a 10-year-old, now you're 10 years ago, if you were a 10-year-old, now you're a 20-year-old. And you got a ribbon for getting in 10th place. Oh, you felt good. You put that ribbon up, and maybe you were a parent that were like celebrated that. I'm not going to shame you. But that person's 20 now, and they might have some entitlement issues because they did something, and that while they were capable of winning that race, they didn't win the race. Why the fuck do we give them a 10th place ribbon? To make them feel warm and fuzzy inside? So now they're 20, and they feel like they're entitled to the job. They feel like this. They feel that. They feel... Let me read a little bit more here. An even greater problem is believing you are entitled to something for nothing. Incredible as it may seem, most of the people I have been in the working world throughout the years have an improper sense of entitlement. Rather than helping you, a sense of entitlement holds you back. What do we talk about here? I talk about not handing out pacifiers, not hugging you and telling you it's going to be okay if it's not. Anyone who believes he or she is entitled to something, a parent, an employer, a union, a government, or anyone else is offering you a Faustian bargain. I've never seen that word before. What does that mean? F-A-U-S-T-I-A-N. Oh man, I feel bad that I don't know if I've ever seen that word. It's offering you a Faustian bargain. It's like a falsehood, maybe. You guys tell me in the chat. By making you dependent upon them, they are exerting control over you and your future. When I read that, I was like, man, I rock with that. I really do. That you know, the people who are the happiest, the most successful, and in control of their futures realize they are not entitled to anything. They know what happens to them is up to them, not anyone else. The second you give control to others, you become a puppet. Faust, you made a deal with the devil. Okay, Lee, thank you. If that's where that's coming from, appreciate that. Catfish fever. My mom and dad always told me the world doesn't owe you anything. Yep. Finally got a new W-2, so I won't be seeing much of it. I'll be doing a dash and hoping in the vids. What up, Nick? Oh, hey, you got a W-2. Congratulations, man. Maybe one more thing from this caption here. I have numerous people that shape their lives around their family wealth. Some people I knew in school did not apply themselves because they knew they would inherit money one day. This sort of thinking is insane to me. Same could be said if you're rich and you're going to inherit something, or you feel like you're well-to-do. Hey, you're born into what you're born into. But then there are a lot of lazy people that emulate their parents, and they see their parents getting things and getting whatever, and they feel entitled, and they feel like, well, I'll just do what my mom and dad did. I don't need to work for much. I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled to that. I'm entitled to whatever. You, and I'm looking at you right now, because there's at least one of y'all watching that is entitled. You are not entitled to a goddamn thing. You are not entitled to nothing. If you don't go out there and earn it and figure it out, you're wasting your life. And if you're a good person, yeah, maybe you're entitled to respect if you're giving it. If you work really, really hard, yeah, you should be able to provide a roof, shelter, clothes, food. Yeah, but it still starts with you. None of us should be out here parading around, gallivanting around with our pacifiers and our binkies and saying, I just need this because I'm... No. You are not entitled to anything. Once people figure that out, I think a lot of things can transform for yourself personally and overall just in America, in my opinion. I think there are a lot of people that have that entitlement, and it's crippling to the individuals that are out there actually hustling. Let me relate it to DoorDash. Mel, what's up? Every time I see Mel, I get excited. She's been rocking me since day one. How you doing, Mel? I'll say in the comments and read some of y'all's comments, so just bear with me. Let's relate it to DoorDash for a minute. And I got a video coming out tonight that's going to offend some people. It's going to get you to think, though, and I like to do that. I just do. And if I offend you, I don't mean it, but I know it's going to happen because not everybody's ready to hear certain things. And that's okay. What up, Mad Dash? Let's relate it to DoorDash. A lot of people are struggling with DoorDash. Some are doing okay. A lot of people, in my opinion, this is gonna hurt some of y'all, but I always have to keep it. I love y'all so much. I gotta keep it a buck. I'm not gonna paint pictures that aren't true, just to make you feel good in your soul. A lot of y'all motherfuckers are entitled with DoorDash. You think, well, I got this app. They should feed me good orders like it used to be. No, DoorDash don't owe you a goddamn thing. DoorDash owes you nothing. You're an independent contractor, right? They owe you nothing. They owe you absolutely nothing. They just, I'm speaking for myself too. There are times I'm like, damn, I'm not seeing anything good for the last couple of orders, or man, this customer didn't tip, or man, I got a contract violation. DoorDash don't owe me shit. I don't know DoorDash. They don't know me. I got an app. I make money. The sense of entitlement I see from even the community of drivers at times is crazy. You got to go out there and make yours, right? Some of you guys have W-2s, right? Should you work for your hours and work for your pay raise, or should that job just should they hand it to you? Should they say, everybody's the same? We're going to treat everybody the same? No, absolutely not. You got to go out there and work for yours, right? You got to adapt. You got to re-strategize. You have to be smarter than the other drivers. Isn't this still America? Isn't it a free marketplace? Why is the entitlement so rampant even within this community that we have? It's a question for y'all. I don't understand it. When I turn my car on and I turn my app on, I don't expect shit from DoorDash. I got to go out there and make it happen. The ones that do that and do it well are usually the ones that are going to stay successful. Let me move my car because I was in a shaded spot and now the sun just came out. So let me move it because I don't want it to overheat here. So you are not entitled to anything. And anybody that tells you you are, we're all men and women here. We're not kids. Kids are entitled to certain things. Kids are entitled to love and care and shelter and respect because they're children. Okay? We are not children. You are not entitled to a goddamn thing. And if you're offended that I said that, maybe this is a good little wake-up call. Who do we got here? Hit that thumbs up. Let me read some comments from y'all. This is a topic I had. I want you guys to be involved in it and give me some perspective. Let me go up a little bit to the top. Internet guy, how you doing? Kevin says, entitled people will always be around just like the weather will always change. Oh, sure, absolutely. Julie says, money's not the root of all evil. It's entitlement. Entitlement to other people's things. Entitlement to other people's bodies. Entitled to hog the road. Entitlement is the root of evil, in my opinion, says Julie. Hey, I don't disagree with that. I don't know. I mean, money and entitlement can kind of go hand in hand situationally for some individuals, but my mom and dad always told me, okay, yeah, the deal with the devil. What's good, brother? Love your content. Appreciate that. Nero. The gig apps don't owe you anything, says Bilal. If you don't like it, leave and get a job. Simple as that. I agree. Now, these apps aren't always great, but we have to be smarter than the app. We have to be smarter than the app for ourselves and for our families. I believe that. Be humble and work hard. Simple. Absolutely. Vicky says, yes, DoorDash did anybody lose their whole week's schedule this morning? Oh, I didn't know anything about that. Entitled to a fat tip from the customer who lives in a fancy house? No, Liz. We are not, just because you live in a fancy house doesn't mean you need to tip more. Let me see. Ricky Moss, what's up? Let's get the party started. Tesla Man says, if you work a union job, no matter how much harder you work, you don't get anything extra compared to the lazy, bad workers. Tesla Man, we got Mad Dash in here. He's union. He represents union proudly. He's an electrician. And I can't speak to that. Maybe he can in the chat. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you're necessarily wrong. Some people are happy to act like babies. Jennifer says participation trophies were the worst thing that happened to our society. Well, maybe not the worst. It's bad, though. And I want to say this. The idea behind a participation trophy and making a kid feel good for trying hard at something isn't a bad idea. The idea behind it is not bad. The intent's not bad. The execution and how some parents deal with it and or coaches is the issue. Because, yeah, when we're talking sports, not all kids are physically the same. Some kids are more gifted. Some kids are bigger, faster, stronger. And some of that you just can't. Some kids, you could try to train them all day long how to play basketball. They just aren't good. and it is what it is, right? So should those kids, once you get to 12 years old, you got to treat them like a kid. They're still a kid, but you can't just pacify. And not everybody should be on all these teams. We got way too many teams in sports. We got way too many kids that want to do things and participate in things that are actually counterinducive to the kids that are good and really take it serious. I've coached for many years. I need you to trust me on that. Okay? Now, we have to involve people that want to be involved. But at some time, the parent or somebody has to step in and say, hey, we've been working at this and it's not happening. So I'm not gonna continue to give you a trophy and paint you a picture that's not realistic, so that when you're 20 and 30, you have an unrealistic expectation of the people around you when you're trying to get education, you're trying to get a job, you're trying to date. Well, my mom and dad always told me this, and my coaches gave me a trophy because I tried really hard. Get the fuck out of here with that. That's why we have these soft ass individuals, not all, but some, that are between the ages of, let's say, 20 and 30. It's just not all, because if you're in that part, don't take offense. But you know what I'm talking about. Lazy and entitlement. Nobody wants to work. It's everybody just wants to be heard. I want my feelings to be heard. There's a time and place for that. It's not in sports. It's not in business. It's not in how we're supposed to level up ourselves. A lot of individuals are wasting time because of their false sense of entitlement, and they're not wanting to go out and actually put in the time and the effort. Life is hard. And when we give kids that are 10 a 10th place trophy, we are actually crippling them. We're destroying their sense of reality of what's to come in the future. And that's why we see a lot of these younger generation, they're struggling. They're struggling. We see it on TikTok, social media. We see it in reports. I can't do this. It's so hard. Life is hard. Life's hard. Get over it. Are you going to continue just to woe is me and life is hard? Oh my God, it's so hard. It's so hard. It's harder than my parents. I get it. It's not easy. Shut the fuck up. Stop being entitled and go after some shit. Take that energy that you are giving out to others and feeling sorry for yourself and go make something for yourself. Bet on you. Set goals one day at a time. It's not hard. It's not hard. I get fired up about these kind of things. My dad and mom worked really hard to do what they needed to do. My grandparents came over from Puerto Rico. We worked hard, man. We government cheese in the lines and shit. And my dad was some pussy ass motherfucker. Dude had 4 jobs at one time. He wasn't bitching and complaining. If he did, he might have did it to himself. Maybe my mom when they were married or a close friend. But he wasn't on here on YouTube like I am even. My dad's a way better man than I strive to be like my father. We need more men to step up and stop bitching. We need women to step up and stop complaining. We got to do better. And the entitlement, for me, is a big issue that you can take into a lot of different ways in life. We can do better, man. You can do better. Advice for you. Appreciate that. Real. Yeah. LSN. Mel, appreciate you timing out somebody. I don't know what they said. What'd they say? Hi, clown. Oh, John. You don't have to time it out. People call me clown every day. What up, Hoodie? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming out on Sunday. Pedro, I agree. Yeah, my kids are in the age group. Both are working and going to school. I keep pushing them to be better. Love that, Mel C. Gig, Drive, and Thrive says, affirmation in most areas is what sets people back. People need to know the truth. Yeah, and you know what? Affirmation and certain love is a part of a love language in relationships. You can relate that to kids and or your husband or wife. And affirmation is not bad, but when you're doing it in the wrong way and it's not real, and you're doing a disservice. Appreciate that, Michael. I don't know what Torp's about, but okay. Yo, Torp, you nobody lights out. Nobody lights you? I don't know what Michael's trying to say, but appreciate the $1.99. I'm going to join the electric union since Tesla Man, hopefully after I get some training, but I was in a pharmacy union. Okay. I'm defending you. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. I don't need you to defend me, but I do appreciate the love. Pedro has a line of clowns that always follow him. Oh, listen, I love everybody. The clowns pay the bills. You guys pay the bills. I'm good with it. Sometimes the clowns need to hear this. And when they're not ready, they get defensive and they talk in the chat. But I'm going to tell you something. I think Gig Drive and Thrive brings up a good point. Affirmation's an interesting thing. For me, I struggle at times with it. I have a almost 3 year old, and it's a weird balance of trying to teach them things, not just like overly coddling and like what I call like overly smothering, and not like it's hard. Listen, the hardest thing to do in the world, in my opinion, is to be a good parent. It's the hardest thing you're ever going to do. Anybody can be a dad or a mom, but to be a good dad or mom, hardest thing you will ever do, because it's very fluid. Kids have personalities. They change. What they like changes. What they don't like changes. Their mood changes. And it's ever fluid, and it's very hard. But entitlement, man, it's hard to, it's hard not to see it. And I see it in the gig community. I see it in my everyday life. I see it when I pick up things at restaurants. I see it with customers. Everybody's so entitled. We've made life for some people too easy. And when you do that and you give handouts and you do this and you give 10th place trophies, fuck, man. You give a 10-year-old a 10th place trophy for probably not trying as hard for whatever reason, and you just continually do that, and ribbons, man. I remember I watched this clip. There was a volleyball tournament that this woman puts on every year. It's a big one. I think it's in Atlanta. And they have, in a lot of sports, you have 2 different tiers, or like an A tier, a B tier, and they put them in different tiers based on talent level and various things, okay? Win-loss record, school size you come from. Anyways, this tournament, her kid was in the B tier. We'll call it the B tier. So if there's 20 teams, the first 10 are going up against each other at the level that they're at, and the competitive level and whatever else. And then you have another 10 that are going at each other as well. So it's a little more fair and balanced. Nothing wrong with that. The video clip I saw, a parent from her kid was in the B team. Okay? They finished in 8th place in the B team. So that means collectively out of the 20 teams, they were 18th out of 20. Now, the parents usually pay for these things. They spend money on road trips. You got to get a hotel, volleyball tournament, whatever. The 18th place team, the mom walked up to the lady that put this all together and said, why is my child not getting a trophy? And the woman that put this on said, well, we don't give out trophies for 8th place. And the woman said, well, we paid a lot of money for this tournament. We should leave with something. What that kid and family should leave with is, hey, how could we have done better? What did we do to get us in 18th place? Did we put enough time and effort as a team that put in 1st place? I guarantee you in sports you didn't. That team that was 18th place with those kids did not put as much time and effort as the 1st place team, or the 2nd place, the 3rd place, the 4th place. So that facilitator of that event looked at the woman and said, well, actually, you guys finished 18th out of 20. I can't give trophies to every kid. That also cost me a lot of money. And I thought it was funny. Because that parent's trying to stick up for their kid, but they're pacifying them. They're giving them a sense of entitlement. 18th place, that kid's 10 years old. They don't feel good about losing. And now you turn around to little Ricky, to little Susie, and you say, hey guys, we had fun. You got to make it a learning lesson. You're a parent. You got to parent. You don't say, here you go. Here's this trophy that I begged for you to have because we spent money and you got 18th place. That's horrible parenting. It's bad. The kids now feels like, man, maybe I could have tried harder. The coach said this. Maybe we can do better. Maybe I can practice a little bit more. Hey, maybe this isn't a sport for me. Let me try something new. Kids should try a lot of different things so they find the things that they enjoy and that you're good at. Because usually when you're not good at something, especially in sports or whatever, it's hard to enjoy it when you finish 18th place, right? It just is. It's hard to enjoy something when you're losing and you're losing and you're losing and somebody else celebrating, they get a trophy. And you get to your car and your mom hands you a ribbon and it says 18th place. You think they do that anywhere else in this world? Nah, it's just here. Just here, Vicky. Just here do we do that. Just here do we parent our children like that because of entitlement and because we think we spent some money. My kid needs a trophy. It's crazy to me. Yeah, skill just isn't there. As a society, they don't tell kids they're done anything wrong, so they don't even know they can improve. Exactly. LSN, appreciate the $4.99. You and Nugs, my favorite DoorDash YouTubers, got to show some love. Keep up the great work. Appreciate that, LSN. Appreciate that very much. I got a good video for you tonight. So I just, it's just, We got to stop with the entitlement. And it goes for us adults. Adults are entitled to. It's excuse me. I use a sports analogy just because I think it's fitting, and I've seen it, and I've coached, and my firstborn daughter was in softball, and like it's just why it does bother me that you'll have a kid. There's this kid just walking right behind me right now. What's up, man? Listen. Let's say that kid's practicing every day after school. He does his homework. God damn. And then he practices an hour on basketball every day. He's going to be better. Usually he'll be better than the kid that doesn't practice. Sometimes the kid that doesn't practice might have God's gifts and he's just taller and bigger and stronger. But if everything's equal and you got one kid busting his ass every day to make the team and play good and to get that trophy, and one kid that's not, the kid that's not working as hard as this kid should not get the same as this kid. You just shouldn't. Oh, well, I want little Johnny to feel good because he tried. He didn't try as hard as this kid. So why is this kid getting a trophy and this kid getting a trophy? Because you're entitled, because you're a parent, because you want to say, oh, my little Johnny made the AAU team. Way too many traveling teams, AAU. It's so watered down. Trust me, I know. It's sickening to me. Everybody wants to be involved. Everybody wants to be heard. No, you got to earn that shit. You are not entitled to anything. Nothing. Especially you adults. If you're a DoorDash driver, hot take, I'm going to give it to you right now. The video, I haven't even recorded my video yet, but I know what I'm going to say. Let me tell y'all something. In 2024, if you're a DoorDash driver and you didn't listen to what I was saying, what DoorDash was telling you 2 years ago, you are not entitled to a goddamn thing. Point, a blank, a period, and 50 exclamation points at the end of it. If you're mad that you're not making money with DoorDash, that is on you. You are not entitled to a large order, a catering order, a good order. No. The people that were smarter than you and adapted and did different things, they are more entitled to that than you are. That's going to be a hot take. Somebody can clip that. I don't give a fuck. It's the truth. The truth hurts, doesn't it? Doesn't the truth hurt when you swallow it and it hurts a little bit, right? It hurts. Think about that for a second. When are we going to stop crying on YouTube and blaming DoorDash for our problems? Listen, I'll make a video talking about a contract violation, a customer. Hey, DoorDash, you can do better. But I'm not going to sit and cry about it and then continue to work the app or do this or do that. Grow the fuck up. You men out there, man up. Women up. The answers to your problem is usually right in front of you. But sometimes, and this is motivational hour, somebody will hit this right here. Sometimes we're too scared to see what's right in front of us. And the pride and the ego sets in, and we're too afraid to do something different because it feels uncomfortable. Motherfuckers, get uncomfortable. Stop being lazy, stop being entitled, and stop crying about it. What y'all talking about? Rapping? What? Tom Brady is the greatest example of perfecting your craft. MJ, Kobe, yeah. My kids played club baseball and club softball, and that's one reason I DoorDash. John, I hear you. John, let me ask you a question. I don't know how old you are, but are there too many teams right now? My opinion is there's too many teams, and it's diluted what an AAU team and a select team is. That's my opinion. You might have a different one. John, what up? Hey, Pedro. Johnny here. 2 LOP and a catering order today. Nice. Has a nice dinner. LOP at lunchtime today. Love that. Hard medicine may not taste good, but good for you. Essential for you. Ricky Moss, 100%. It ain't cheap. No, it's not cheap. I'm not crying. I just got something in my eye. Hustle and motivate. How you doing? Okay, I'll do earn my time. Stop yelling at me. I'm not telling you to do that. That's a really good comment, though. Y'all know what I'm saying, man. And I'll get hate and, oh, you're a shill. Man, DoorDash ain't pay me. I am not a shill. I'm giving you my perspective and my experience. And I could turn DoorDash on right now and make more money than most of you guys if we're in the same market. Because I'm not crying about it. Thunder, appreciate that. Always a good stream. Thank you, man. Appreciate the $10. Let me heart that. Appreciate you. Told me I was wrong. You told me I was wrong. You were wrong, Gig Drive and Thrive. I got a contract violation because the person said, yeah. Flex, what's up, man? How you doing? Adriana, how you doing? Survive and Thrive. Reminds me going to dojo and seeing my 10-year-old kids with 6-degree black belt. Man, it took me over 10 years. Man, My firstborn, Gabriella, was she did Taekwondo. I took her every like Tuesday or Thursday, sometimes twice a week. It was great. I encourage all kids to do either sports or music, something. You can learn a lot about that. It's perseverance. You learn how to be led and how to be coached. You learn how other adults, you got to listen to other adults, not just your mom and dad. There's so many benefits to it anyways. But yeah, excuse me. There's too many kids. They got, it's like everybody gets a black belt. What the fuck? We have watered everything down to appease people, man. God, it's sad. Because what happens, in my opinion, when you're trying to appease everybody, you're looking at the person that really worked for it, that went to school, they got the degree, they got the trade to be a union electrician, a master plumber, whatever. You're looking at them and saying, you worked hard, but we're going to give them about the same thing. You're shitting on the individual that put forth the time, the effort, and the money. This has never happened. But okay, if it happens with my 3-year-old, I have an almost 3-year-old, and she'll get into something. She's pretty athletic. She's very strong actually for 3. Like she's got a lot of energy. So she's done gymnastics already. We've taught her how to swim. She's done swimming lessons, and we'll get her into a sport if she wants to. I won't push it, but I will push her to do something. I'm not going to push her towards this particular thing, but you're going to have to do something. In my household, you got to contribute and do something besides just school. That's how I run it. If she played basketball and there were 6 teams and we finished 6th place and they try to give her a ribbon, I'm sorry, Ruby, I love you. We can't accept this ribbon. And I'll have a tough conversation and say, listen, now if she's like 5 or 6, it's a little different. If she's 10, 12, 13, they're trying to give her a 6th place ribbon, I'm throwing that shit in the goddamn trash. And that's a hard thing to do as a parent, but we got too many people there being coddled. Cyber, what up? Celtics will win. Oh, no. Celtics are going to win. Mel says, my oldest has been playing basketball since he was 7. Now he's 22 playing in college. I love that. Mel C, you got to be a proud mama, man. That's fantastic. I love that. Hope he's happy and healthy. What up, Cheeky? How you doing? Vicky says you have to, or they will sit on those electronics. Oh, yeah, absolutely. To when somebody has gotten 2nd place. Lachelle, what up? My opinion, club ball has become a business making money off us and my kids. John, and because it's a business, you tend to water things down because you want more money. John's right on the money right there. Rhonda, how are you? I'm sticking with PBT, even a platinum level, and fine, I'm making a daily average of 135. Some days as much as 185, but it takes the effort. Yeah. Bud Soda says, the entitlement I want is to hustle and be left alone. Well, you're making your own way though, Bud Soda. You're not asking for something you're not willing to do yourself and hustle and put the time and effort in. So you don't have entitlement. You don't have any entitlement at all. Kevin says a lot of things have been turned into a business. Yeah, well, we live in a capitalistic country. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, we've gone a little too far. We've gone a little bit too far. So that's what I had on my mind today. I'm just, the entitlement, man, especially from adults, is crazy. But the issue, the core, the inception of it is when you were a kid. You were probably coddled too much. What up, Eric? Given 10th place trophies, told that you were the best thing ever. Hey, you can tell your little kids that, but at some point you got to have that conversation. You have to see where they fit in, see what they need. We can't put band-aids on issues. We can't just tell our kids what they want to hear. We can't tell ourselves what we want to hear. Okay? If you're waking up every morning and your surroundings aren't what you want them to be, your bank account's not good, your health isn't good, your relationship with your wife isn't good, your relationship with your kids isn't good, you don't feel like, great about it. You can't wake up knowing those things, look in the mirror and say, today is going to be great. Everything's going to work out okay. No. That's not the conversation you need to be having with yourself. Let me mirror it for you. Let's role play. If I'm not happy with my situation and the things that I have or don't have or my health or whatever it is, insert this thing here. It's personalized for you. This is how you look at yourself in the mirror. I don't have the things that I want right now. I know I deserve certain things. But I have to be willing to go out there and make it happen. It's on me today. Today's a new day. What am I going to learn from my mistakes or what I did well yesterday, the week before that, the last month? And I'm going to attack this day so that when I wake up tomorrow, I'm a little bit better than I was yesterday. This day's not going to be easy. I might have some issues. I might run into some roadblocks, but I'm going to tackle it like a man. I ain't no pussy ass bitch. Let's go make this day fucking happen. That's what you do. It's not, everything's going to be fine. I'm going to do the same thing. Everything will just work out okay. That is not life. I have not got it removed yet, but it is what it is. Personal responsibility will lead to less entitlement, and therefore in the future, you will have the things that you deserve and or want if you earn it. It is messed up, but maybe it'll be off. It's been 2 days. Maybe it's tomorrow. I have no idea. Hey, everybody. Tamika. Was it Tamika or Tammy? Hold on. Who? I can't see. There are some things that you want that you can never have. Well, yeah. Depends, though. Depends on what it is. I believe most of us sell ourselves short. I think a lot of us wake up and based on our experiences, our current situation, and the people that are around us, we feel like we can't do shit. If you feel that way, then you're right. When I started this channel, oh God, it's been 3.5 years. And I decided to bet on myself, and I didn't work at a place that I felt like, man, I don't want to work here for the next 20 years. I want to make money on my own. I want to bet on myself. I wasn't looking in the mirror. I looked in the mirror and was like, do I like my current situation? No. Okay, let's change something. I didn't expect somebody to do it for me. When I was furloughed from the casino because of COVID, pandemic, a couple of months furloughed, I didn't sit on my ass. I went out there and started, I'll just do more DoorDash. I'll do some Uber. I'm going to make my way. And, let me start this channel. Let me do this. Let me do that. I want a nice cold beer too sometimes, Eric. So let's just not be entitled. And to you parents out there, man, there's no such thing as perfect parenting. Every kid's different, but we got to stop with the 10th place trophies. Organizations out there, businesses, since we've made everything a business, stop giving trophies to kids that did not perform well. You're ruining the future of that kid. Chicken pot pie. Pedro asked him to change his ways. That's what I had in my mind today, guys. What do y'all think? Tell me what I said that was maybe I'm wrong. Somebody give me some perspective. What up, Ghost? How you doing? 2 million work permits issued today for migrants. Things will get worse for you and better for the non-tippers. Yeah, I don't believe that at all. That's a loser's mentality. Things will not get worse for me. I control my future. I control the money that I make. If you think otherwise, I don't play the victim. I've never done that on this channel. I will never do that on this channel. My tip baiter yesterday learned the value of feeling entitled. Oh, I bet, man. Tip baiters be crazy. Crazy. I had a lady today. I'll share a quick story. Appreciate that, LSN. Not always facts. I'm wrong sometimes. You meaning a dasher, not you personally. Pedro always speaks facts. I just keep it real. Facts are relative to your experience. But I had an order today, and in the instructions, she said, I didn't leave a tip on the app on purpose. The tip will be under the mat when you deliver it. I got a little short I'm going to make. And she tipped this $5 and $1.05 and change. She tipped $6.05. And I got all that money right here. So she wasn't entitled, but she must have had a bad experience or something happened. She's like, nah, you got to deliver me all the way before I tip you. The base pay was $6.75 from DoorDash, though, so she probably waited a little bit. Princess and Sarah, how are you? Happy to see you back. It's been a couple of weeks. So, entitlement, man. You are not entitled to anything. There's 95 of you guys watching. We got 54 thumbs up. I'm not entitled to a thumbs up. I have to earn that. I might ask you guys, hey, hit that thumbs up. I'm not entitled to it. I have to give you content. I'm not entitled to the 1698 y'all super chatted. I'm not entitled to any of these things. I'm not entitled to the 95 of you guys for clicking on my video. I am entitled to nothing as a content creator. I have to produce valuable content. I have to either enter valuable content. I have to entertain you. I have to give you some perspective. I have to share some news with you. I have to put forth the time, the effort, the money. Right now, I'm live with you guys. I'm not making any money. I'm not doing DoorDash, right? So I know I have to put the time and the effort in to give you guys content, to get you thinking about something, to keep you company, whatever. I am entitled to nothing. You are entitled to nothing. You are not entitled to me. I owe you nothing. Relationships and things have to be give and take. Give and take. A back and forth. When did we lose that, man? When is it that I can just have somebody just over there not working as hard and they get the same shit I get? No, sirree Bob. Why do I have as many subscribers as I have? I could have more. Trust me, I could. But I like the way I do this. I'm not on Facebook and I'm not on TikTok and I'm not on Twitter and all this shit and hoeing myself around. I like YouTube. But the reason I have a lot of subs is I work harder than anybody else in this space. There isn't one person that creates content on YouTube that works harder than me. I know that. Not one. So I'm not entitled to anything, but I'll work for it. And the result will be what it is, whether it's success or failure. Kevin. So I hope y'all have a great day. I hope you're making money. I hope you're having, if you're not working, I hope you're just, Mr. Beast. I'm talking about GigTube hoodie. I'm talking about just this space right here. Life is full of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. I'll finish that line for you, Cheeky. So just remember that, y'all. You're not entitled to anything. And if you're looking at your neighbor, the next DoorDash driver, a fellow content creator, you're like, oh my God, I'm jealous. You're becoming a hater. Don't be a hater. Just do better. Don't be a hater. Just do better. Everybody's hating on Caitlin Clark right now. I'm a big WNBA fan, have been for years. I watch basketball, men and women. I know all the names. Excuse me. Talk about WNBA, I have to get choked up. I watch basketball. I coached girls basketball, some boys, but mostly girls. And everybody's hating on this damn woman. Because they haven't done the things that she's done. Don't be that person. Don't be the fellow WNBA player that's hating on somebody else because they're pushing the needle and they're better than you. Don't be that person. Hit the gym, figure it out on your own. Excuse me, man. What's going on? We are full of entitled pieces of shit. Don't be an entitled piece of shit. If you are entitled, you're almost like the DoorDash customer that's entitled to their pizza, but they didn't tip you. Think about that for a second. Don't be that customer. Don't be that person. Go out there and make it happen. Make it happen. Facts are facts. Absolutely. Aren't they getting chartered flights because of her? Absolutely they are. It's not just her, but she's the top dog. It doesn't mean she's the best player. She's not the best player in the WNBA. She might be one day. She's not the best right now. There's probably 10 players right now that are better than her. Maybe even more. Better sermon and gospel night at the strip club. Appreciate that. $10, man. But she's pushing the needle like a Tiger Woods did, like a Steph Curry, like a Wayne Gretzky, like a Michael Jordan. Those people, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird in the 80s helped. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird saved the NBA in the 80s. Oh, yeah. And then Michael Jordan in the 90s catapulted it to heights that we'll never see again. So she's similar to them, but a lot of people be hating on her because people are jealous. They hate what they can't be. Don't be that person. Just figure out if you can do something similar or better than that person. Nancy Pelosi's #1 entitled customer. What up, Dino? How you doing, man? What did bro just say? I don't know who you talking about, me? All the WNBA, no, not all of them. You are wrong. I've been watching a lot of this. Most of them have, but some aren't. But it is what it is. Nobody feels sorry for her. She don't feel sorry for herself. She'll be fine. We don't need to coddle her. She'll be okay. Oh, the super chat? Got it. What did I say again? Ah, y'all funny. So that's what I had in my mind today. I'm going to work for maybe another, what time is it? So 4, I got to be home. I'm going to take another 2 or 3 orders now. I'm going to be done for the day. Don't be entitled, man. This is Tough Love Motivational Hour. You are not entitled to anything. Nothing. Go make it happen. Go make it happen, man, for you and yours. I use Mad Dash as an example. He's a friend of mine. He's in the chat earlier. Might still be here right now. He's got some kids. He used DoorDash to put himself through to better his family. He's a union electrician. He's got a plan. He's making more money every year. He's going to get himself to a point where he can provide the way he wants to provide and won't have to do DoorDash. He ain't somebody sitting here bitching and complaining. He went out and figured it out and worked his ass off. That is a man I respect. We need more people like that. We need more people with a plan and they attack it. And then they see a light at the end of that tunnel. They see the rainbow. They see my hard work, my effort, my plan, my communication with my spouse, my everything that I'm doing. I'm doing DoorDash for a couple years, whatever it is. It's going to pay off because there's something else that I got going on that I'm trying to achieve here. He's not entitled. We need more of that. I want to see more of that. I know y'all got it in you. Some of y'all don't think you might have it. Some of you think I'm just going to do this or I'm going to do that. Eventually it'll be okay. It's only going to be okay if you put yourself in a position and you work for it. If you're waiting on somebody else to come save you, this is how I'll end it, whether you're waiting on a politician, a gig app to change, you're waiting on your wife to do something for you. No. I'm talking to you men out there just for a second. You have to go out there and make it happen. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope this touched somebody today. I hope it motivated somebody today. I'll see you guys next week.